Imagine a big event, everyone watching, but one person, someone we all expected to see, was missing. Michelle Obama. She didn't go to Donald Trump's inauguration. Why? That's the question everyone asked, and the answers, well, they're not what you might think. At first, people thought it was about politics. Maybe she didn't like Trump, but then rumors started. Big rumors. People said she and Barack were breaking up, that her not going was a sign of trouble. But was it really about her marriage? Or was there something else going on? Something she kept quiet for a long time. Now, years later, Michelle is finally talking. She's explaining why she didn't go. And it's not what most people expected. She talks about saying no, about choosing herself. But what does that mean? Why was it so hard for her to say no? And what was she saying no to? She says she had to trick herself into not going. She even says she didn't want to pick out a dress. Why would she do that? What was so bad about going? What was she trying to avoid? And what did those 8 years in the White House really do to her? Michelle talks about therapy, about learning to believe she's good enough. This isn't just about skipping an event. It's about a woman trying to find herself again, trying to understand what happened to her. What changes did those years bring? What did she lose? And what was she trying to get back? We all saw the strong, confident Michelle. But what was happening inside? What was she really thinking? And why was it so important for her to say no, even if it caused rumors and questions? Was it just about one day? Or was it about something much bigger? This isn't just a story about a missed event. It's a story about a woman making a choice for herself. And that choice, it turns out, is more complicated than anyone thought. Are you ready to hear the real story? The story behind the silence? Because here at CEtrends, we're going to find out. And what if the real reason is the one no one is expecting? January 2025. The world watched as a new chapter in American history began. Yet, amidst the expected sea of faces at the presidential inauguration, a notable figure was absent. Michelle Obama, the former First Lady, a woman admired globally for her grace and strength, was not there. Her absence wasn't just a footnote. It ignited a firestorm of speculation, raising questions that went far beyond simple political disagreement. Why wasn't she present? Was it a deliberate snub, a quiet act of protest, or did the reasons lie in a more profound, more personal realm? For 8 years, they were the quintessential power couple, their partnership seemingly unshakable, their connection transcended political roles, offering an image of unity and shared purpose. But the weight of the presidency, the constant scrutiny, the immense pressure, could it have taken an unseen toll? Michelle's absence from the inauguration fueled a narrative that their seemingly perfect union was fracturing. Whispers turned into headlines, social media exploded with conjecture. Was her decision a public manifestation of private turmoil? Were the rumors of a strained marriage more than just baseless gossip? The questions lingered, casting a shadow over the carefully constructed image of the Obama legacy. What unspoken challenges did they face as they navigated the transition to post-presidency life, and how did those challenges impact Michelle's personal choices? Years after that significant January day, Michelle Obama finally addressed the swirling questions in a candid conversation with her brother on their podcast. Her explanation wasn't a fiery political statement or a dramatic revelation of marital discord. Instead, she spoke about something deeply personal, the pivotal act of learning to say no. For a woman who had dedicated years to public service, to the constant demands of being First Lady, this simple word represented a profound shift in her approach to life. She described a journey of evolution, a conscious effort to prioritize her own well-being after the relentless demands of the White House. But what did this newfound focus on self truly entail? What were the internal battles she faced in learning to set boundaries? And why did this seemingly straightforward decision provoke such intense public scrutiny? What specific pressures and expectations did she feel compelled to push back against? Michelle articulated a powerful desire to own her life and intentionally make choices that were right for her. This wasn't about a fleeting whim, it was a fundamental reevaluation of her priorities after 8 years of living under a microscope, where every decision, every appearance was subject to intense analysis and judgment. She acknowledged the immense pressure to always do what was right in the eyes of the public, the constant expectation to fulfill a certain role, but the weight of those expectations, she revealed, had taken a toll. Learning to say no wasn't just about declining an invitation, it was about reclaiming her time, her energy, her very sense of self. What are the invisible costs of constant public service, particularly at such a high level? How does one navigate the transition from a life defined by duty to one defined by personal choice? And what does it take to redefine right for oneself after years of external validation and expectation? Michelle's admission that she had to basically trick herself into not attending the inauguration offers a profound insight into the internal struggle she faced. The ingrained sense of duty, the years of conditioning to always be present, to always fulfill her expected role, these were powerful forces to overcome. The simple act of avoiding the selection of a dress speaks volumes about her determination to prioritize her own needs, even in the face of immense external pressure. This wasn't an act of malice or disrespect, it was an act of self-preservation. What does it reveal about the immense pressure faced by public figures, particularly women, to always be present and compliant? How does one reconcile the demands of public life with the fundamental human need for personal space and autonomy? And what are the subtle yet powerful ways in which individuals learn to prioritize their own well-being when faced with overwhelming external expectations? Throughout her conversation, Michelle's deep love for her daughters and her commitment to their well-being shines through. Navigating the unique challenges of raising children in the White House undoubtedly added another layer of complexity to her experience. As they transitioned to a new phase of life, her focus on their continued wholeness and stability remained paramount. Her own well-being, she suggests, was intrinsically linked to theirs. Prioritizing herself wasn't a selfish act. It was a necessary step in ensuring she could continue to be the mother and the woman she wanted to be for her family. What are the often unseen ways in which the pressures of public life impact the families of those in power? How does a parent balance the demands of national service with the fundamental need to nurture and protect their children? And how does a mother's own well-being contribute to the overall strength and resilience of her family? Michelle's journey, as she candidly shares, is a testament to the fact that even the most admired and seemingly powerful figures face their own internal battles. The years spent in the intense pressure cooker of the White House left an indelible mark, prompting a period of deep self-reflection and re-evaluation. Her decision to prioritize her own well-being, to learn the power of no, wasn't a sudden act of defiance. It was the culmination of years of navigating immense pressure, of balancing public duty with personal needs. It's a reminder that behind every public persona lies a complex individual with their own vulnerabilities and their own journey of self-discovery. What can we learn from Michelle Obama's experience about the importance of setting boundaries even when faced with immense external expectations? How does her story challenge our perceptions of strength and resilience in public figures? And what does it ultimately mean to truly own your life after years of living under the constant gaze of the world? So what's the takeaway from Michelle Obama's candid revelation? It's a powerful reminder that even those who appear to have it all figured out are on a continuous journey of self-discovery and the establishment of personal boundaries. Her decision to skip the inauguration wasn't a simple act of political disagreement or a sign of marital trouble. It was a deeply personal choice, a necessary step in reclaiming her own narrative after years of unwavering public service. This is the kind of nuanced and insightful storytelling you'll find right here on CEtrends, going beyond the headlines to explore the human stories behind the celebrity. If you found this deep dive into Michelle Obama's story insightful and thought-provoking, make sure to subscribe to CEtrends and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future explorations into the lives and decisions of the world's most fascinating figures. We also want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on Michelle's decision? Did her explanation resonate with you? Share your opinions in the comments below. Want to explore more stories of resilience and self-discovery in the public eye? Check out our video on Tragedy in the Spotlight, the untimely death of former child star Sophie Newide. Or perhaps you're interested in learning more about Drake and Kendrick after he says Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl show was a plot against him? We've got a fascinating video on that right here. Thank you for joining us on CEtrends. We'll be back soon with more compelling stories that go beyond the surface. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the trends with CEtrends.